What's the crack, everyone? It's Ollie from B2B Sports here, back again to talk about the opening race of the 2024 F1 season. Max Verstappen won the Bahrain Grand Prix by 22 seconds in the end, ahead of his teammate Checo Perez, with Carlos Sainz from Ferrari taking third position. Obviously a lot of hype, a lot of expectation around the new season. Probably a lot of people are hoping for a slightly different result in terms of the championship battle this year. Well, probably a not so dominant one anyway in that sense. But it started off in very dominant fashion for Max. He was able to fend off Charles in that first corner, and that was it really. Every lap he was extending his lead by 3 or 4 tenths, it felt like. Just light work for Max, light work for that car. It looks like an incredible car again. Obviously you've got the benefit of being a track which they've gone through testing on, and we know that the Red Bull last year struggled. Well, Max in particular struggled in street tracks last year. And we've got Jeddah up next, so we'll see how the Red Bull gets on there. But it's looking like a very promising season for Red Bull, or ominous, as Sky Sports have used so many times across this opening weekend. The Ferraris look like the most likely team to challenge Red Bull, but the tyre deck hit them hard in this race weekend. Charles suffered quite badly with tyre deck and some lockups, and in the end Carlos Sainz had to do it the hard way. He's obviously got no loyalties to Ferrari after this season, and fair play to him for sticking it on Charles and getting the job done without getting the team involved. The Mercedes didn't look as promising as it did in testing and in practice. Lewis Hamilton has some problems with the car, his seat braking at one point apparently in a direction that they went for in qualifying hindered them. I think he started, was it 8th or 9th in the end. Unusually for Bahrain and unusually for the opening Grand Prix of the season, there was no red flags, no safety cars. There was a brief yellow flag when Sargent went off the track, but other than that, nothing to be overly excited about. The most tasty it got was between Daniel Ricciardo and Yuki Tsunoda. Both drivers were on different strategies. Yuki was on the hard tyre, Daniel Ricciardo got put onto the soft tyre towards the end of the race, and Daniel was gaining on Yuki at a quite quick pace, whilst Yuki himself was trying to chase down Kevin Magnussen for 12th position. The team had to step in and order Danny Rick to overtake Yuki to have the best chance at chasing down Magnussen. But that seemed to take a couple of laps to be put into place. I don't know whether Yuki resisted that a little bit, but Danny was stuck behind Yuki for a lap or two. And then when the swap was eventually done, Danny Rick couldn't get the job done. He couldn't get Magnussen in the end. I think from Ricciardo's point of view, the soft tyres, especially when you're going towards the 15-20 lap mark, the degradation is so high. So that lap or two where the swap should have been done really hindered Danny in the end. And there was a bit of back and forth between the two drivers. I think Yuki showed some immaturity post-race, where he locked up right in front of Danny and then sped past him. Yuki's got a hot head, we all know that, and ultimately, is that immaturity going to cost him a chance to move to Red Bull? Helmut has suggested that Yuki has got promise. Is that immaturity and that over-aggressiveness a disadvantage for him at this point? We'll wait and see. I suspect that situation was smoothed over in the debrief, but at least it provided a little bit of extra entertainment during this race weekend anyway. Some quick overview thoughts from the first race weekend of the year. The Haas looked good. The Haas looked like it's improved its race pace. You've still got Hulkenberg producing some fantastic qualifying performances, but if they can build on that race pace which they struggled in last year, then they've got a really good chance to pick up some vital points for the battle in that lower midfield pack. For all the downplaying and for all the negativity after testing and after practice, the McLarens looked okay, to be fair. A lot better placing it at this point than they did last year. And I'm sure as last year, they'll bring upgrades and be really, really competitive. And I suppose finally, we have to talk about Alpine. Absolute disaster for them. They qualify 18th and 20th in the end. The car looks slow. The car looks dreadful. This week there's been resignations, structural amends to the hierarchy at Alpine. It looks like a total and utter shambles. There's videos and footage emerge of their CEO in 2021 coming out and saying that their future plan is by 2024 they want to be reaching podiums, but that looks a long way off, and they're in a real mess. It's a sticky situation because they've got a decent driver lineup. There is a little bit of friction there, but a decent driver lineup, and they deserve a car that's way better than what they've got right now. And it's looking like a long old season for those guys. Outside of the race weekend now, and still on the theme of shambles, Red Bull, total mess. What is going on at Red Bull? Obviously, you've got the situation with Christian Horner right now, the Google Drive leak that's happened this past week. It's just nuts. It's just absolutely mental. You've got now Jos Verstappen coming out and trying to lead a coup in Red Bull. Obviously, you don't know how much is true with all these leaks to the media, but it just seems like the walls are crumbling at Red Bull right now, which is really bizarre because the champion that Max is, because of the car they've got, that seems to be temporarily smoothing over the cracks. But all these media stories and leaks coming out right now are just really putting a damper on a great weekend and another success for Max Verstappen. I have no idea where I stand with the Christian Horner Google Drive leak scenario. I mean, part of me thinks that in this day and age, I just struggle to believe what's real and what's not. I struggle to believe that a guy in Christian Horner's position, a guy that is that intelligent and is that driven, to have the poor spelling and grammar and texting that he did. But I have no idea. I have no idea what to think and what to believe. If it is true, I don't know how he's got away with it. Then you've got one of the top guys at the FIA coming out and saying that Max Verstappen should be supporting Christian in these times. It seems so dodgy. It seems so weird. There's obviously a lot of conspiracies online about potential corruptness in the F1 world with favouritism towards Red Bull. It's just not a good look. It's not a good look. Then you've got Jos himself coming out and trying to lead a coup, be the vigilante. I mean, is he the right person to judge a character? Yeah, it just seems very, very messy at Red Bull right now. And whether that will have an impact on the season, we'll wait and see. But that car looks clear. Leading on from that mess at Red Bull, the rumours have started circulating this week that Max Verstappen could be in line for a surprise move to Mercedes following the potential fallout at Red Bull. I mean, that would be astronomical. Can you imagine? Can you actually imagine? Worlds colliding, just madness. I mean, I can't see it myself, but never say never in the world of F1. Just look at Lewis going to Ferrari next year. Anything's possible. It would be kind of exciting to see, because then you'd really get to see the driving talents of Max Verstappen in a car that's trying to find its feet at the moment. But yeah, Jeddah up next. Another Saturday night race. I'm looking forward to it. Personally, one of my favourite tracks of the year. High speed track. And let's hope for another exciting qualifying of that of a few years ago where Max clipped the ball on that last corner. We need some more excitement like that at this track. But let us know your thoughts down below. What is going to be the top three in Jeddah next week? And could Max Verstappen be joining Mercedes in the near future? But cheers for watching and listening, everyone. One race down, 23 to go. Peace out.